How to plan and prepare for a hike in the heat. First of all, before you start a hike, plan wisely. Number one, know your limits and know if you're heat sensitive or not. Heat sensitivity doesn't always have to do with whether you're tough or an experienced hiker. If you've done DNA testing, some of them will tell you if you're more likely to be heat sensitive. Sometimes it's your genetics.
Other times it has to do with whether you're acclimated to the climate or not.
Although a healthy person can take as little as 2 weeks to get acclimated, I've talked to some people and it's taken a year or so before they were actually acclimated to the desert. Not packing or drinking enough water while on a hike has been a common problem. Arizona is drier than other climates. People are used to a more humid climate, and what happens? Well, they end up drinking less water.
Another thing that can get you overheated is doing a hike that is more strenuous than what you're used to. When I've gone on a more strenuous hike, I heat up real quickly and sweat a lot. When your body is not able to cool itself and your temperature rises quickly, you can get heat stroke. A way to avoid that is to hike on trails at your level with distance and elevation. If you're going on a hike that's posted with a group, read all the information to help determine if it's a good fit for you. If it's a new trail that you want to hike on your own or with a friend, use apps and websites like AllTrails. Read all the details about it ahead of time. Also, I like to read the comments from people before I hike it. Sometimes they give really helpful information and attach pictures of the trail.
Avoid the hot times of the day. Hike in the early morning or in the evening during the hotter times of the year. Hike at higher elevations where it's cooler and check the weather, especially if you're going to a location that you're not used to. Sometimes there's a certain day that it'd be cooler, go on that day, and then recheck the weather. Be sure there are shady areas on the hiking trail that you're going to. That way, when you take a snack break or you need a drink break, you have a nice shady location to cool down before you continue on. If you can go on a hiking trail in which there's some water somewhere, that's ideal, but a lot of locations are not like that. There's places, for example, like Sabino Canyon, where they have some water faucets as well as bathrooms. What's nice about that is that you can splash on water and cool down.
If you happen to be lucky enough to find a place where there's still water, have a water filter or purifier.
Prehydrate. Before you hike, you should drink plenty of water well before the hike.
I know a hiker, what he likes to do is have fruit before he hikes. Drinking sports drinks on a hot hike is helpful because it can help you replace the water, electrolytes, and energy lost through sweating. Also, eating carbohydrates before you go will help give you the energy you need for your hike. There's been times when I've gone hiking and my fingers have gotten all swollen, and that's because of my salt balance. Some people like to make sure they have plenty of salt before they go on a hike or have a sports drink to take care of that problem.
Hike with at least one other person. It's best not to hike alone. Bring 1 to 2 hiking poles. If you don't need it, you can always collapse it, put it in your backpack, or you can strap it to your pack. Use a cooling towel. In short, a cooling towel can help you cool down. Use a cooling fan or a spray bottle. Now, I've used this popular cooling fan, but from my experience, I found it does not help on the hike. Using a cooling fan more like this one, which has a mister, helps a lot more. This particular one has a spray mist that I think is too light, but it still helps. You also need to wipe down where it sprays out so it doesn't clog up. To get the mist, you do have to hold down the button briefly. Keep it at the lowest fan speed so it can last as long as it can. Another way I have kept cool is by using a travel spray bottle. I will periodically spray myself with water. If there's a breeze, the result will be cooler temperature for you. Dress appropriately. Focus on function and less on fashion. On a hike, to be honest, I could care less how fashionable you are. I care more about you dressing with hiking safety in mind. Avoid cotton. Although I like to wear my cotton shorts, I still prefer my polyester shorts.
Wear lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing that does well with moisture wicking. Here are some fabric types that are best in hotter climates. There's also UV protective clothing, which has a UPF rating.
In addition, there are pants that you can unzip and convert into shorts. Wear what works best for you. Wear a protective hat. There are many kinds and brands. This particular one that I have has air holes so I can easily breathe, and yet it protects my head and neck. Also, I can take it off and wear it around my neck.
I know a hiker who likes to hike with an umbrella. If you don't mind carrying it, that might be a good option for you.
Wool instead of cotton socks.
However, because wool socks are thicker, you'll need to buy hiking shoes or boots a little bigger.
Although they're more expensive, the benefits of wearing them I think are much better. Those of you looking for vegan options, you'll find many fabric options online. However, the vegan options do have some pros and cons. You can look online to see what those pros and cons are, and then choose the best socks for you. Wear sunscreen and bring some with you. If you don't want to bring the bottle with you, put sunscreen in a small travel bottle or close it tightly in a Ziploc bag. Wear bug spray. They also have bug nets. This will depend on your area. There are certain times of the year in which the bugs are out.
The last thing I want to mention about how to plan and prepare for a hike is to pack a cooler with some cold drinks to have afterwards. There's nothing better than going back to your car and having a really cold drink.
Now, did I miss a way to help you plan and prepare for a hike in the heat? Or do you have a preferred vegan sock option? If so, be sure to put it in the comments below.